So today we're going to be talking about market trends. I am Lori Meaney with Prime Lending, and this.
I am Debbie Cowan with Prime Lending.
So you think we're crashing right now with the market, or do you think we're correcting things right now?
I think we're correcting, right? I mean, we talked to a lot of the agents right now. That's what they're saying. I mean, the sellers are trying to adjust and they're
Right.
trying to undercorrect from where we were at COVID, right? The prices were crazy. People have been talking about, are we having a crash? And I don't think we are.
I don't think we're having a crash, especially here in Florida.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
just,
everybody wants to live here.
hmm
So as long as the sun keeps shining and we have the opportunity to go to beaches and be outdoors, 90% of the year, then I
absolutely.
think people always want to be here. So yeah, I think we're just correcting on price. Unfortunately, I was just talking to a customer a few minutes ago and I said the only thing that hasn't come down is interest rates. The house prices have come down. Some of my
hmm
income issues have started to happen,
Right.
So the only thing that really hasn't come down as much as we would like it is the interest rate. But I don't know. I think we have to just kind of keep saying that I think we've met our correction. I don't think we're
Yeah.
going to see a big downturn. However, I did talk to an agent the other day and they're starting to see short sales again. I don't know what's causing that other than, they bought high,
Right.
when everybody was going so
Yeah.
high over escalation prices and they didn't care.
Well, and two, if you think about it, the government was protecting like veterans and things like that from being able to foreclose or
Yep.
do those things for a while. So I think we're at that timeline where maybe that has eliminated itself.
That and what about taxes? I mean, real estate taxes have gone crazy.
Taxes have hurt a lot of people.
I had a contract the other day and it was in Del Webb over in Summerfield. And it was like a $239,000 purchase price and the taxes were almost $7,000 a year. But they're in this quadrant
Yeah,
and they're in Summerfield and their tax rates there, the millage rates are so much higher than they are even in the villages. So these poor people are, living in Del Webb and they're paying $6,000 and $7,000 for a
taxes.
$350,000 house. And we gave them the port of their other taxes. We gave them the opportunity to obviously file homestead and everything. And it was
Right.
still, I mean, it was going to come to $6,000 a
Yeah.
year. That's a lot of money when you're talking about retirees on fixed incomes. And then you start putting that equation into first time home buyers.
That are having babies and
Yeah.
everything else and expenses that they weren't quite
Yeah.
ready for.
So have you heard
Um,
anything about the possibility that DeSantis is going to come in and do something with the real estate taxes for senior citizens?
I've heard hearsay, but until you see it happen,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
kind of hard to know what's really going to
Which,
happen.
they should, for people on fixed income, especially in these 55 plus communities, I think it'd be great if they made them to pay for the non-ad valorem, but took away their property taxes if
Right.
it's their primary, because their
Absolutely.
income's not moving up.
Yeah.
If their taxes continue to do that, I mean, they're going to be forced to move out of the state, and we don't need that either.
Yeah. And I think one thing that's a misconception too is somebody will get under contract and be like, oh, the taxes are only $600 a year.
Hmm.
Well, those people have owned that house for 25
Right.
years.
Yep.
So as soon as tax are assessed again and you bought it for 300,000, it's getting assessed on that
Yep.
$300,000 and they're not ready for it. Like we can try to prepare people as much as we can and let them know that this is going to happen, set
Yep.
some money aside.
I know you as well as, I mean, in fact, I had a luncheon today and Rob and I said, you and me and Debbie Hart. I mean, we've been doing this for so long that we
hmm
have that education that we have with that buyer because, and it really happens more on resales than it does even on new builds that, that person, to your point, they had 25 years into this house and is paying $800 a
Yeah.
year and they're buying it and they bought it for $75,000,
Right.
and now and so I know you do it because I've heard you and I know I do it, but it's like, this is a 1 year event for you. You have to count on these taxes going up this amount. It's going to be more like 250 into your payment.
Absolutely.
So, there's all kinds of options for educating the buyers. And so I kind of wanted to kind of go into that too with, you know, i- is it a good time to buy right now? Is this still a good time because of the
I
taxes?
think it absolutely is because a lot of people are questioning that right now. And the thing is, it's a long term investment.
Mm-hmm.
When you are doing a long term investment, you're not looking at the fact that, oh my gosh, the value can go down between now and next year by 5 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Because the truth is, if you bought 5 years ago, Right. Or you wanted to buy 5 years ago and you did not.
Bad move.
Bad move, because look at all the equity that happened between 5 years ago to now
And the interest rates.
and the interest rates, right?
Mhm.
So there is so much that has happened.
So what would happen if, I mean, wouldn't it be awesome to be able to tell someone if if you're thinking about buying in 2025, but you don't because you didn't buy in 2020, and look what, to your point, what happened?
The equity, yeah, you lost out on
And
all that equity.
and what happens in 2030 when you're sitting back saying, should I have bought in 2025?
Exactly.
It's like, it's always a good time to buy, right? If
Mhm.
you can afford the payment. And I love the fact
Absolutely.
that you called it a long-term investment, because what I started thinking when you said that, first thing on my mind was, how many people have 401ks and have investment accounts? And what's the first thing that people say? Hold on to your investment. Don't cash it
Absolutely.
in. Don't get worried when the
Yeah,
stock market goes down today, because you're in it for the long ride and it's going to come back.
exactly.
Same thing with real estate. And I still think that if you were to, because of the fact that we were talking a little bit ago about, are we correcting? I think we are more realistic now too. So
Right.
anything that they buy today is probably going to have that normal appreciation every year. It's not going to be like it was, because nothing
Right.
will ever be like it was. That was a one-time thing. But they're still building equity. They're still building, and they're still having the opportunity to have that long-term investment. So you can't really be concerned about what's happening in the moment, as long as you can afford the payment and as long as you love that
I
house.
agree 100% because the truth of it is the rates are decent now. They're pretty good
I mean, it's crazy,
compared,
right?
right? Our 2% or 3%, that was just total fluke.
It was a fluke.
4%,
Yep.
still a fluke.
Yep. But you know what? I think I laugh about that, because as lenders, we're like, we just want it to come down. We don't care what it comes
We
down to. We just
do.
want it to come down, just to give people the opportunity to say, okay, now it's five and
Hit
a
that
half.
comfort level for them, yeah.
But at the same time, we're sitting there going, it's still lower than we were last year. And last year we were busy.
We were.
Yeah. And I mean, the rates were almost 8%. I can remember going, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm quoting a 7.875 rate with
Right.
1 point, just to
Exactly.
get, and I'm just like, how did this happen? And
We
now
are
we're in
down
the
from that.
sixes.
Yes.
And, so that little bit of movement made a big difference in affordability for people too. And that's why we're seeing so many first-time buyers coming
Yeah,
out.
and they definitely don't want to hem and haw. I mean, Patrick and I talk all the time about the fact that we wanted to buy property in Tennessee.
Yep.
And this was when we first got together. So it's over 30 years ago. Can you imagine if we
I-
would have started buying investment properties
Yeah.
back then, where we'd be today?
Same thing
So
with,
they should not wait.
I definitely almost had a really good opportunity to buy Home Depot stock when it first came out, and I was afraid. I was so afraid to give them $1,000.
Oh my
And I
goodness.
mean, it's like, I think that's the key for everything in real estate right now.
Yeah.
Our market, our trends are always going to be up and down. So there's nothing any different. It's just like I was saying to a loan officer the other day, we go highs and we go lows. And, we figure out how to still provide, great service, and also, the best benefit for them at the particular time. So there are going to
Absolutely.
be good times. There are going to be not so good times, but there's never a bad time in our business and in buying real estate. So to all the real estate agents out there that are going, why is that house sitting for 90 days? That's normal. That
Right.
is our normal market. That has always been a
Yes.
normal market. So don't get frustrated. Don't
Exactly.
just educate your sellers and let them know what's coming, what to expect, and then everything goes the way it's
Yeah,
supposed to.
everything changes. Values go up and down a little
Mhm.
bit, but in the end, they always end up a little higher.
How do you feel about these sellers dropping their prices and going in?
I think that's the whole thing too. Just like sometimes it's a seller's market, sometimes it's a buyer's market. We have done that shift.
What is it now?
It is a buyer's market right now.
1000%.
Yes. The contracts that I get, there's almost always seller concessions, and I mean almost always.
Yeah.
The negotiations are just there, and it's better for that seller to negotiate closing costs than to drop that purchase price down.
Thank you. Why?
Well, because in the end, they're going to end up losing more money by lowering than just paying some seller concessions.
And not only that, it kills our market, right?
It
So,
kills the market.
I mean, for all of you listing agents that are out there, if you, before you drop the price or have a price reduction, call us and let us talk to you about particular options as opposed to doing that, because we're having appraisers call us for the first time in 4 years. saying, just so you know, we're really, really tight on this. I haven't had that call
Yeah.
since COVID. And I'm starting to see it because the first thing, I think as a listing agent, you think of is we got to do a price reduction. And I'm saying, no, our buyers' expectations are crazy, insane right now. And they see these pricing reductions and they
Yeah.
go, well, I'll wait 2 more weeks. I'll wait till it comes down again. And it affects their psyche to the point where they are in control right now because it is a buyer's market. But at the same time, we don't want to lose values. And the first
No.
way that we lose values in our market is by people cutting prices. And
Absolutely.
to one thing that Gabby said, sometimes you have to do both. Sometimes you have to, readjust. And I think sellers are also in the mindset that they're starting to realize, okay, I can't get what I got 3 years ago, what
Right.
my neighbor got. We've talked about that, but
They
this
had
is,
to go through that acceptance
yeah,
period.
now it's more like,
Yeah.
let me help this buyer. I may not be able to help them with the interest rate. I may not be able to help with the cost of the house, but I can help with the cash to close. I can help them come to the table with less money,
Right.
and I still walk away with the price I wanted.
Or with buy downs or whatever might make that deal
There's
work.
so
And that's
many.
what we're here for.
That's so many options. And that's what I really want people to understand with us is that we get turned down files from people all the time because of something that happened. And we redo that. We put our heads together. We figure out a way. We save them. And a lot of times it's just, hey, maybe your seller has to bump that purchase price up $5,000 to give them the $5,000 they need for closing. There's so many different ideas that we put out to each other all the time.
Absolutely.
And that's to our, hashtag experience matters.
It does.
And the heart and hustle that we always want to do the best job we can for our client. But at the end of the day, man, talk to your lender, right? Talk to us. Give us an opportunity to give you some ideas that will help you get that listing sold.
Yeah.
Before you start dropping prices.
Absolutely. And the save a deal thing, we're very good at that.
Sometimes
if
we're
they
too
have
good.
a turn down from somebody, they should call us to ask.
We do have a wall of fame. And the wall of fame of the ones that couldn't quite get it done.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, we're very proud of that. And again, I think that has a lot to do with just the fact that fresh eyes take a look at it, experience, you're looking at it, you have ideas. We bounce things off all the time. And, you got one yesterday and I was just like, there's no way. Nope, not going to happen. I couldn't even begin to tell you. And first thing I did was ask her, how'd that one go? She goes, yeah, we got it. We're fine. And I'm just
okay again.
So that's good. So those are the things that we like to definitely. And so from first time buyers, because we are seeing a lot of those,
Yes.
I do want to talk a little bit about what's hurting us with our first time buyers, even though there are bond programs and there are low down payments and we have seller concession. I know what I'm seeing on my end is our first-time buyers are so debt heavy.
Very debt heavy.
And I wish that somebody had a chance to talk to them before they started going crazy.
One of the other things I've seen too, though, that we, kind of have to watch out for, sometimes people will start trying to repair their own before calling us. Don't do it. I had one girl that she thought she was doing good. She paid down her cards and she closed them. Do not close your cards. And, it makes that score just plummet.
Yeah.
So between that and the debt heaviness of the, younger generation right now, trying to recoup or make up from
Yeah. I had someone tell me today that we used our credit cards during COVID and the payments are still not now starting to bite us.
Right.
And when we're talking about COVID, and that was 5 years ago now.
Yes.
So people are still coming out of it. They're still trying to adjust their financial situation. But if there's one piece of advice I'd love to give anyone that's thinking about buying a house is to come in and talk to us before you start the process. And before you open up that credit card and max it out, before you go out and buy that $1,000 car payment that you think you can afford. If you have any desire to be a homeowner, talk to an experienced, almost a financial planner.
Right.
That can help guide you and tell you, because companies out there right now are so fast and easy to give you credit, to give you credit cards.
Oh, yeah.
To load you up on debt and never think about the consequences.
Offers every day in the mail, phone calls.
And as a young person, that's exciting because
It
number
is.
one, you're going to build your credit. Number two, you think of that as kind of adulting. I
Mhm.
have these credit cards and I have this car payment.
But if they want to adult right, they're barely going to use that credit.
Yeah. And
Use it so you don't lose it,
Mhm.
but keep it below that 20% of
Yep.
the max amount.
And try to remember that every debt is easy. Every credit card that you get is easy to use. And you always
easy.
think, well, you know what? As soon as I get my bonus check or I get this or whatever, I'll just pay that off. And you never do.
No, because something else comes along.
Yeah. And I have people that have taken money out of their 401k to get rid of high debt
Mhm.
payments. And they were, open credit.
Yeah.
And they didn't close the account.
Right.
So they took out money from their 401k because they got into trouble. They lost that money and then they went out and recharged again.
Yeah.
So you almost have to be and listen, I was young. I'm guilty of it. Sometimes I'm still guilty of it if I want to buy something.
Yeah.
But in the back of your mind, when you're looking at home ownership, just know that, you don't need a lot of credit and a lot of payments to hurt you from buying a roof over your head
Right.
versus that fancy car. That's the old person in me talking. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
that's true. And even people that own homes, that have ran up their credit or things
Mhm.
like that, that's a great opportunity to do the second if you don't want to lose that great 2.5 or 3% that you got from back
How
when.
many people are calling us right now on home equity loans
Yeah.
and line of credits right now? Because
Constantly.
and to that point, I'll just throw in, and we also have customers calling us a lot because they don't want to give up that 3% rate,
Right.
but they've got lots of equity, but they're tired of their house. Why not take out a second mortgage for a renovation loan and upgrade your house and be
Exactly.
happy
Do
where your
something
kids are
different.
growing up and they may still be in the house, but you just want to, you want the freshness
Yeah.
of the newness of a new house. Don't go out and get rid of that 2.5% interest rate.
You want an
upgrade your
open
house.
floor plan.
Upgrade
you might
your
be
house.
able to knock down a wall. Make it
Yeah,
open
you
floor
can do
plan.
so much.
There's a lot.
Yeah, so because if it were me, I do have that lower interest rate on my first.
Yeah, me too.
It is in the back of my mind all the time. Do not sell this house.
Right.
Even though I get car, I start wanting a new car, I start wanting a new house, and I stop. And I have to start, are you crazy? So maybe if the rates get down to 4.5 again, I'll start looking at a different house. Because that's normal, right? A 4.5% rate.
Not normal.
It is normal.
It's not normal.
I mean, we want it to be normal.
We want it to be
Yeah,
normal.
that's what I meant. All right, well, I think that's covered. Is there anything else you've got for this today? I mean, that you're seeing out there? Anything that you want to throw out there? Because I guess the only thing I just want to emphasize is buy now and don't
just
wait.
Reiterate that because you don't want to be hemming and hawing for another 5 to 10 years and go, oh crap, I missed out on that.
And the rent is high.
Yeah.
Yeah. So quit throwing your money away. And for all you listing agents out there, call us before you drop that price, please. Thanks, y'all. Have a good one.